Today, we're going to open up the modern marketing playbook. We're going to see exactly how brands manage to cut through all that digital noise to get your attention.
I mean, does your day ever feel like you're just dodging notifications, pop-ups, and commercials? If that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. We're all basically swimming in this massive sea of information, and you better believe brands know it.
And yeah, this image, it kind of says it all, doesn't it? An explosion of colors, promises, sales, all screaming for your attention. For any company out there, this is the battle they fight every single day. So how do they do it? How do they make their voice the one you actually decide to listen to?
Well, we're going to break down their strategy. And it all really starts with one core idea: personal communications. From there, we'll see how brands try to talk directly to you, how they create that buzz, and how they use the power of a simple human connection. And then we'll put all the pieces together to see what this modern playbook actually looks like.
You see, the answer to all that noise isn't to just shout louder. It's to stop shouting at the crowd and instead start talking to the individual. And that, right there, is the main idea behind this whole explainer: personal communications.
So what does that actually mean? Well, to put it simply, it's any way a company can have a more direct, almost one-on-one conversation with you. Instead of some generic message blasted out to millions, it's all about creating something that feels like it was made just for you. And that is what makes that connection feel so much more real.
Okay, so let's get into the first big tool in this playbook. It's probably the one you're most familiar with: direct and interactive marketing.
Oh yeah, you know these. These are the classics. We're talking about the catalog that shows up in your mailbox, the email newsletter you actually signed up for, or even that promotional text you get from a store you like. They're all trying to bypass the general clutter and land a message right in your personal space.
But here's where it gets interesting. There's a huge evolution happening. Think of traditional direct marketing as a monologue. The brand is just talking at you, like with a paper catalog. But interactive marketing? That's a dialogue. Think about a brand's social media page where you can comment, you can ask questions, and somebody actually writes back. It's a two-way street.
Now on to the second tool in the playbook, and this one is something that money can't always buy. It's that buzz, or what we call word-of-mouth marketing. And this really gets to the heart of why it's so powerful. I mean, think about it. A brand can spend millions of dollars on some flashy ad campaign, but what carries more weight with you? The huge, expensive campaign, or just a simple recommendation from a friend you really trust? Yeah, for most of us, it's the friend, every single time.
And the smartest companies, they totally get this. They don't just sell you a thing, they try to build a whole community around it. You know? Like a local coffee shop that hosts open mic nights. They're not just selling lattes, they're creating a shared experience, something people will be talking about with their friends the next day.
And in our world, word of mouth takes a ton of different forms. It could be a simple chat with a neighbor, an online review on a forum, or even a very carefully planned buzz campaign. It's the engine behind viral videos and really the entire influencer marketing industry. It's all just an attempt to bottle that trusted friend magic and scale it up.
Which brings us to the oldest, the most direct form of personal communication there is: the human connection. In marketing, they call it personal selling.
For decades, the phrase Avon calling was absolutely iconic. It represented a business built completely on face-to-face interaction. The Avon representative wasn't just some random salesperson. They were a familiar face, someone who brought products, advice, and a personal touch right to your front door.
And the key here is that it's a live, real-time interaction. Sure, it's about showing off a product, but it's really about listening, answering your specific questions, and building that trust you need to actually make a purchase.
When you boil it down, the process is pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. A really great salesperson first tries to understand your specific problem or need. Then they present a solution that's tailored just for that need. And finally, the best in the business don't just want a quick sale. They want to build a real, long-term relationship.
And hey, while you probably don't have an Avon rep knocking on your door anymore, personal selling is so far from dead. In fact, for really big, complicated purchases, it's more critical than ever. Think about buying a new car, or your company investing in some complex new software. You want an expert there to guide you. That's where personal selling still shines.
So, we've looked at the three main channels of personal communication. The question is, how do they all fit together? It's time to open up the complete modern marketing playbook.
So let's do a super quick recap. Direct marketing is great because it's highly targeted, but it can easily feel like junk mail. Then there's word of mouth, which has incredible credibility,
But the problem is you can't really control what people say. And finally, personal selling is super persuasive, but it's also by far the most expensive way to reach a single customer.
And this right here, this is the real secret. The goal isn't just pick one of these. The most successful brands today are absolute masters at integrating them. Think about it. You get a targeted email, that's direct marketing, offering a discount if you bring a friend to an in-store event. So you both go, you have a great time, you post about it online, that's word of mouth. And while you're at the store, a really helpful employee helps you find the perfect thing, and that's personal selling. See? They used all three to create one single, smooth conversation with you.
So that leaves us with a really fascinating question for the future. As technology and AI get better and better at creating personalized messages for all of us at a massive scale, will that genuine, authentic human connection become even more rare? And because of that, become the single most valuable thing a brand can possibly have? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for watching.